Hello everyone and welcome to another episode. I'm Ombarus and I'm the sole developer of my little project I call Solar Rogue, which is a top-down roguelike space adventure. And the reason I'm talking about this is that I'm doing this week a much overdue devlog series explaining a little bit what I've been doing in the last few weeks, because I realize I haven't kept you guys up to date much recently, but that's because with the pandemic and everyone being at home, and since I work from home, I haven't had much chance to actually record anything, because in the last 6 days, I don't think I've been 10 minutes alone at home to be able to record one of those episodes. I actually had to kick my whole family out today to be able to record this video, so I hope you enjoy. Because recently I just released my first official trailer for my game, which I'm very excited about, and I'm going to link probably somewhere in the corner there and in the description. But that's not all I've been doing. Oh, I've been working so hard trying to get the game ready to release, and that also means setting up all the pages and all the documentation and all the marketing stuff and all the banners and samples and screenshots and everything. And yeah, that's a lot of stuff, a really lot of stuff. I can't believe how much stuff it is. The information I've seen online says that you should probably concentrate on one specific console. Like if you want, you release on Android first and then you think about other platforms. But yeah, well, I don't like to do things like everyone else, and as a gamer, I'm kind of really annoyed when people release something like on a console I don't have, like, oh, this is a PlayStation exclusive, or this is a iPhone exclusive or something. I really hate it, so I want to try to reach as many people as I can as quickly as I can. Besides, when you're setting up pages and stuff like that, there's a lot of downtime where you're waiting for their validation or confirmation or verification or whatever. And well, while you're waiting, you're like, well, I might as well, check out a different platform. So I ended up checking out itch.io. I set up a page with Steam, and I set up a page with Android Google Play Store and with the Apple Play Store, the Apple App Store, whatever it's called. But you won't believe how much information you need to fill up the pages for all these stores. I mean, I guess you can do a bare minimum, but if you want it to look professional, then you'll need like all the extra information they ask you. But first thing first, if it's your first time using one of those services, then there's a lot of basic setup you're gonna have to do. You only have to do it once per platform, but for me, I had already done it with my little app called DiceDM on a couple of different platforms, but I hadn't done itch.io or Steam, so I had to do it again for all of those platforms. And this is quite involved. Of course, you have to register. Sometimes you have to pay some fees. You have to fill up your tax information, prove your identity, link your bank accounts, and all of these kind of things. If you've never done it, it's going to take quite a while, I promise. But if you've done it a couple of times, then you know what kind of information they're going to ask, and you already have everything somewhere, so you can set it up pretty quickly. But yeah, it still takes a while to set up everything for Steam and for itch and for Android and for iOS and whoa. And then when all of this is set up, you need to start uploading some assets, because each store will have some specific requirements about what kind of banners, promotional icons, capsule or headers or whatever pictures they're gonna need for representing your game on their store pages. Some of these have really specific requirements. I mean, I'm actually going to have to check it because I can't remember. It's so precise. See, this one needed a non-transparent PNG, 1438 by 810. Like, they won't accept any other resolution than this one. So you better have exactly this. And that's just for one picture on one store. Like Steam requires something like 7 or 8 pictures, and then Android requires like 3 or 4, and then iOS another 2 or 3, and they all have different resolution and they all have different requirements. And it's really hard to fit a good banner. Like if I had some artist that's working for me full time, he could print out a bunch of these, but right now I have to pay for every single one of those banners, and it's been taking a while to get all the material, to the point where I had to kind of, in the end, take some of the ones I already had and crop it there and put it there and try to patch things together. It's not the best, but if I want to eventually be done with it, I have to do something, right? But banners and icons and stuff like that are not the only assets you need to prepare for your store. You need screenshots and videos of your gameplay. And the screenshots, well, these also have a whole bunch of resolution. I mean, the resolution for the iPhone is not the same thing as the Android, and the aspect ratio is different. Hopefully on PC they just kind of expect regular like 1080p resolution, so that's not so bad. But iOS is so painful. They have these crazy resolution, like 2734 pixel by 2048 or something. I'm sorry, I just have a 1080p monitor. I can't do this resolution, and I don't have an iPhone, so I can't just take a screenshot and install the app on my iPhone. And besides, even if I had an iPhone, they want you to upload for the iPad 2, the iPad 3, the iPhone 6.5 inch, and the iPhone 5.5 inch as a bare minimum, because there's other options if, you find it's not enough to upload 4 different sets of screenshots. And like, I'm not going to carry around 4 different iPhone, right? So what's one to do? Well, I tried to take screenshot on my computer, but like I said, my screen doesn't have the resolution to take these screenshots. And upscaling it from 1080p to 2700 pixel is like pretty ugly, to be honest. And besides, the aspect ratio is wrong, so you have to do it in windowed mode and try to set the aspect ratio. It was a real pain. In the end, the best thing I found is that I have an NVIDIA graphic card, and there's a setting you can do to upscale your windows. So basically you can set your graphic card's resolution to something like 4000 by 4000 pixel, and then it's gonna downscale it to fit on your screen. So by doing this, I managed to play my game in a window that was the size of the iPhone and then take screenshot from this. It was really painful. And then I did that, and I had to do it all over again for the French version, because of course my game has a lot of text. So if I'm going to make a French page too, I wanted to have some French screenshot. So all in all, I think I took about 500 screenshots for PC, Android, iOS, and all the different devices, and in French and English. Whew, that was crazy. I think I spent probably 2 days just taking screenshots of my game. That's crazy. And then you need to set up like all the descriptions they're gonna ask, because each different platform asks for a bunch of different descriptions. It usually ranges from the tagline that's like maximum 50 characters to a short description that's like 120 to 200 characters, and then you need like the medium description that's like 500 characters, and then you need the long description that's 4,000 to 5,000 characters. So writing all of this, it takes quite a while. And I spent way too much time on this, to be honest. Probably more than I needed to, but I wanted the really best tagline I could figure out. And well, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. It's the best I could come up with, eh? And of course, all of this is just so that you have a landing page. After that, you need something to actually download and purchase, right? So you need to take your game and export it for all the different platforms. That means releasing for PC, compiling for iOS and Android, and generating APK and all of that. And well, it takes a while. I mean, Godot has really good export template, and if you haven't modified the source engine, it's fairly easy to export for all the platforms really quickly. But still, there's individual settings that you need to tweak for each different platforms. For example, Windows has an icon you have to set for the executable, and the Android package has to be encrypted with a Java key store. And of course, there's iOS. Well, we're not going to talk about iOS. That's just, yeah, no, never mind. Let's just say it takes some work. Once you have all of those packages, well, you need to test them. Yeah, I heard you. Yeah, but I tested it on my computer and it works, and I tested it on my phone and it works. No. When you finally have a package ready to be deployed on other people's computer, you must find some, well, for lack of better words, a guinea pig, and make him try your game. Because I guarantee you that no matter how much you tested on your computer and on your phone, there's going to be issues on the first person you're going to test it. But it works on my machine is like the number one excuse for millions of programmers in the world. And yeah, it's going to work on your computer, but like for me, I exported on PC, and then I first tested it on the laptop that I've never played my game on, and then suddenly there was a bunch of issues. And then I did the same thing for Android. It was working really fine on my Android that I developed for the whole time. But then when I tried it on my daughter's phone that's a little bit older, well, I discovered that I needed to fix some stuff. So because of that, yeah, always test on at least a device that's never seen your game once before you upload it to the Play Store or the Steam page or whatever. But I've done most of these parts, but still, I'm sorry to say that I'm not quite ready to release. First of all, there's some waiting time. Steam required at least 1 month of coming soon page before you can actually publish your app. And there's a couple of different things I'm still waiting on. There's a few assets that I'm still missing, but it's getting together. I actually have the release version of all my executables. I have set up most of the pages on all the stores. I'm just waiting on a few confirmation, and hopefully, maybe around June or July, I'll be able to release the first alpha version of my game. I'm planning for it to be an early access game because there's still a lot of content I feel I can add for the game to be even more fun, and I'm hoping that I can release incremental awesome updates that will keep growing the community of players and that people will enjoy it more and more. And I figured that if I can sell it a little bit for a long time, then it should allow me to keep working on this full time like I'm doing right now, because right now I don't really have any other source of revenue except the games I'm making. So I will need help to keep going and keep doing this in the long term if I want to continue. And that leaves also YouTube, because I know I've been neglecting you guys a little bit recently. I haven't really made a big videos in a couple of weeks, but the truth is that I'm never alone at home right now, and I need to be alone to be able to record, because otherwise there's a lot of noise that's interfering with my recording. And the kids are just always at home right now because of the situation in the world. So hopefully this will get fixed soon, and kids will go back to school, or I can get them out of the house like today and I can finally record some stuff. We'll see. But I have plenty of stuff in the backlog that I want to talk about, a lot of devlogs and a lot of tutorial kind of research contest challenge I want to do. But, well, it's gonna have to wait for next week or maybe a little bit after that. But until then, see you guys in my next episode. Bye!